Welcome to the April 3rd Nominations Committee meeting. I'm joined at this meeting by Councilor Chris Miller and Deputy City Clerk Michelle Smith. And we have several, and also B. Rivera. So we have several interviews today and then some other topics to discuss. So without further ado, we have an interview for a reappointment to the Plumbing Board for Robert Fegley. Very familiar face. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, so if you would just give us a sense of why you want to be reappointed, and then some of the things that you feel are going good and things that maybe need to be improved by the Plumbing Board.
Well, I've been on the board since 2009, and I had a plumbing business for 23 years. I currently work at Carpenter Technology, and I run the plumbing department out there. And I think I have a lot to offer as far as new innovative ways and changes to the plumbing codes that have evolved over the years. And I enjoy being part of that, recognizing things that are outdated and making changes into the codes that we currently have. And also I enjoy the interviews of our upcoming future plumbers that come in and apply for journeyman plumbing licenses and master plumber licenses. And it's very enjoyable. Hope I lost people.
No, we're here.
Oh, okay. So I enjoy doing the interviewing of the new candidates for journeyman plumbing or master plumbers too.
Right. Okay, Chris, do you have any questions?
Hello, Mr. Fegley. Thank you for reapplying for the board. This is your third term, right? That you're
Correct.
For third?
Yes, sir. Yep.
That's good. I think the one thing that I found since I've been on this committee is that it's really great to get new people on the boards, but it's also just important to have seasoned people that have been on the board to continue so that we can transfer the knowledge and the process from the existing people to new people. So I appreciate that you reapplied. Do you have any issues where you feel that the board needs to improve?
Sometimes the only thing when we have agendas and it just seems to take a long time to get things established. And I think most of the times it's like the legal end of it when we try to do adopting new, changes to the codes, amendments to the codes. And sometimes it's always, we got to go through legal, and it just seems like we'll go through a year of meetings till something ever gets changed. And that's the only thing I would say. It'd be nice to maybe expedite these things a little quicker, and maybe that's just the way it is. I'm not sure. I don't see that side of it.
Yeah, and we have our city solicitor, Fred Latchett, in on the call. So it's good that you're communicating that information. And maybe there's some further discussion as far as the timeliness, what needs to be done.
Okay.
Fred, do you have any comments at all on that?
Yeah, just that, we're looking at, this has come up recently, and we will be making some adjustments to our codes, each of the trades, and but that's not really, to be honest, that's not a function of this board. I think that's something that I think is going to have to be discussed as well. That's for, these types of amendments are for the city to make, and we will be making those. So that's just, as I was asked.
Yeah. And it's always good to have a robust dialogue about any of the changes. I do have a question, Robert. One of the things that I've noticed is a lot of folks don't understand how the plumbing systems work within their house. So for instance, they flush things down the toilet that then end up clogging up the whole works. Do you see the plumbing board doing anything educationally to help people with that? I've had complaints from quite a few landlords. I don't know, Chris, whether you've experienced this in your work as a realtor, but I'm just concerned that folks just don't understand the whole idea of how plumbing needs to be maintained, to be, fixed when needed.
Let me interject here real quickly as a
Uh-huh.
landlord. That is absolutely correct. There are a lot of people that don't have a good understanding of how plumbing functions and how older plumbing functions. And I specifically put in my leases of things that cannot be disposed of in drains for just that reason. I'm not sure if other landlords do, but I think at one time it was just a common thing that parents would explain to their children about the way a house functions, and our society seems to move at a quicker pace, and that doesn't seem to exist. So personally, I don't take that for granted. I don't know if the plumbing board would be able to do that, but it is an issue.
Well, if I can say, being out at Carpenter Technology and dealing with 2,000 employees, we have that same situation with clogged toilets, and we do educate our people, but it doesn't seem to always work. um, so I don't know how to put it, but it seems like it's blatant. We can have signs up, we can have all the education in the world, but if people still don't want to follow the rules or follow the directions, it doesn't mean anything. It's
Okay.
the other thing is a lot of these people that sell these products, and I'm not going to go where, but they say it's okay to flush it down the toilet, and that may be the case for a brand new system with PVC drain lines and everything, but like you mentioned, the older systems can't really handle it.
And that's just some thought as I, connect with different landlords to say that they're having quite a bit of expense because people don't use the plumbing systems correctly. So it's something to think about for the future.
Sure.
Okay, do you have any questions for us at all, Robert?
No, not really. I just wanted to say that I've enjoyed being on the board since 2009, and it's been an enjoyable experience. I got back on when Fred Yorkovich
Right.
introduced me into coming on the board, and I've enjoyed it ever since, and it's really enjoyable.
Yeah, you were one of the first people I remember interviewing being on nominations committee way back in the day.
Yeah.
I really thank you for, your fortitude and sticking with the city and doing what you need to help.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Anything else, Chris?
No, I usually make a point to ask the people that are appointed to make sure that they understand that there's a time commitment, especially for the meetings, but obviously since this is for your third term, I'm sure you're very aware of that. So
Yeah.
just wanted to say I appreciate your past attendance of the meetings and committing your time to helping with the city. And thank you for appearing today for the interview for the reappointment.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
And you'll be contacted by Michelle as far as it will move forward for the council agenda for next week. And then I think you have to go through some of the formalities of signing the book and everything like that. And
Okay.
we welcome you back on. So take care.
Okay. Thank you. Have a
Thank
nice
you.
day.
So do we have our next candidate on? I see.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. So the other things we need to do is just look at the status of the openings. Am I correct?
Yeah, and I have one quick update on the recruitment effort for the trades boards.
Right?
I sent letters out to, I believe it was 17 individuals for the mechanical board.
Mm-hmm.
We got 2 back undeliverable, and 1 person has applied, and he's going through the background check.
Oh, great.
Tomorrow. So I wanted to just let you know that so far we're moving along.
Yeah, slowly but steadily, but we've been in a lot better position than we were a couple years ago.
Yes.
Okay, so our next person is AD Santos Acosta for the Youth Commission.
Correct.
Okay. I'm just looking, is her resume attached here?
It's an application form and her child abuse
Okay,
and criminal history clearances. She does not have a resume. And for some reason it printed oddly, so it's sideways.
gotcha.
And Shelley, the youth commission, it's so many per district.
It's 2 per council district plus 4, I believe, that the mayor appoints.
Okay, so
Or recommends.
this would apply to,
She lives in District 4, which doesn't have any vacancies, so this would be one of the mayor's
okay,
representatives.
that was my question.
Yep.
And do you know, Shelley, if it's a mayor's representative, does he interview the people?
Dolores might be able to speak to his process. I don't know. I get just the recommendation memo with a yes or a no.
Hi, I'm on.
Okay,
Um,
Dolores.
Hello. I do, to be quite honest, I would have to ask him. I know he makes these recommendations, but I don't know what his internal process is. So I don't know if he actually does an interview himself, but I can find that out for you.
And the only reason I asked that question is as we interview this young lady, and the fact is that we can't appoint her, I just wanted to explain the process. So if Dolores, you'd be willing to pick up on that during the interview.
Okay, absolutely. And I'll definitely share that with Mayor Moran.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, here she is.
Okay, I'm sort of, we're still in, is there any way you could text her or not text her, or email her, Shelley, or?
She's
are
in
we-
the process. I'm pulling her out of the waiting room now.
Oh, great, great, okay. Hello there.
Hello, hi. Can you
Okay.
hear me?
And I'm so glad you're joining us. My name is Marcia Goodman-Hendershitz, and I serve on the Nominations Committee where we interview candidates together with Chris Miller, who's in the council. And I want to make sure I'm pronouncing your first name correctly.
Yes, so my name is Ive.
Ida.
Yes, nice to meet you all.
Mhm. And we're very excited that you're applying for the Youth Commission. The process is that we will be interviewing you, but then because you'll be a mayoral appointment, you will be interviewed throughout office. So Dolores Martinez is here from the mayor's office, so she can explain a little bit about that process.
Okay.
Hi, thank you. So what I would like to do is I'm not sure, and I know Marcia is going to go over what their internal process is, but I'm not sure what interview process you had with Mayor Moran before he actually appointed you to this board.
Mhm.
So I will definitely be following up with you probably tomorrow. And that way I can answer any questions on behalf of the mayor as well.
Okay, sounds
And I'm
good.
sorry, where I am, my camera's not working great, so I apologize.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, and I really don't have cherry trees behind me either. Those were taken last year at the pagoda, so.
It's really nice.
Yeah, I don't know that cherry tree up there is blooming quite this way this year, but it's still a nice fond memory. So we're very excited that you're interested in the youth commission. Just wondered how you got interested, why you want to be involved.
Yes, I'm also really excited. So my biggest motivation, I would say, is I've been living here in Reading for a long time. And when I got here, I was a migrant. I was migrating from the Dominican Republic. So I was not good with the language. So I never got involved in the community because of that. And also I had to stay home with my siblings. And now that I got the time, that I'm in college, I like to be engaged in the community and also giving back because I have a lot of appreciation for the Reading High School, and I also have a lot of friends in the Reading city of Reading, and I feel like I wanted to be more involved, and I feel like I have a lot of qualities that can be useful to help the youth in Reading, and I would really like to do that. And also, I know Sayoni and Sayoni. Oh my God, sorry, I forgot her name. But we were both in the Latinos United for Change here in Penn State Berks, and we were. I was actually the treasurer when they were here. I was one of the officers of the club, so I got to meet them, and they talked to me about the youth commission. I also know Rogelio. We are both co-workers from the Aspiring Scholars Program, which is a program that helps at-risk students that come from a low resource school or migrant background. And I also worked with him, and he also talked about the youth commission. He said all the great things that they do in there. So I kind of got motivated because of these two factors.
Okay, and congratulations, you are now attending Penn State Berks campus.
Yes, I am.
That's my alma mater. I attended there for 2 years before I went up to main campus.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
You did
I'm
that
going to
too.
date myself. I was one of the first students when the new campus was opened. So you can imagine what year I went there.
Also, were you here? Were you here when it had another name before? Were you here by them? I don't remember. It was another name. It wasn't called Penn State Berks.
Yeah, well, the original Penn State Berks was over where the outlets used to be, in some of those buildings. And then they first built the Lorson building
Yes.
and the campus center. And so when I was attending, those were the only two buildings that were open.
Oh, okay, yeah, the campus center will be what it's called now, the Perkins Student Center.
Right.
Yes. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Nice to know that.
Okay, so I'm very interested in what you see as some of the problems that you would like the Youth Commission to help our youth with.
Yeah, I just wanted to get in the Youth Commission to kind of get to know what are the biggest problematics in Reading when it comes to youth, and what can I do to help the community. I have been involved in campus, and I have experience making events and also attracting students and engaging students. I know that can be a really big factor to kind of attract students to not be in the streets and maybe to distracted from other things that might not be good for them. So I can have just a few events that we can create. And also I know we also had to look into what is causing those problems, but I can propose making events that can to interact and making connections with the youth in Reading.
Great, thank you. Mr. Miller, I'll turn it over to you.
I just have one question. Thank you for stepping forward to be involved with the commission. It's great that you're a college student, but of course, the concern, and I usually ask this of everybody who volunteers, the time that you need for your education to make sure that you will have the time available to volunteer for the commission. Do you think that will be a problem or not?
So I would say that when it comes to the way that I organize myself, I like to know things ahead of time. And that way I can organize myself, and I have my schedule that I make, that I have on my computer, my Outlook schedule. And I always look at it every day. I organize myself and I plan ahead of time. I'm sorry, I'm not the person who can do the things on the spot. So I like to organize myself. So if I'm able to have the information on time, if we have planning on time, I'll be able to participate actively in the youth commission. I know there'd be times that I will have to be in school and study because I'm going to be in my senior year. So I know it's gonna get harder, but I think it's important that if I'm able to organize myself and plan myself ahead of time, I'll definitely be able to do it.
Good answer. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I wish I was as well organized as you seem to be when I was a student. So what's your aspirations? Just curious, once you graduate.
Yes. So the plan right now is graduating from Penn State Berks with a developmental and genetics biology major. I'm right now currently studying to take the MCAT, which is it's like a exam that you take in order to apply for medical school. And if I get into medical school, I hope to be a doctor in the future. I'm still undecided the type of doctor that I want to become, but I'm interested in the childcare area, and also I like to be a GYN, but I'm still open to different options because I really like the different fields that I can pursue in the medical field, the different careers that I can
Great.
take.
Well, I wish you a lot of luck. So do you have any questions for us at all about city government, what the youth commission's purpose is?
Mhm.
Any questions for us?
So I just wanted to know what would be like the logistics of the program when it comes to if you have certain meetings, like general meetings, or if you have specific meetings to plan certain events, or specific meetings to tackle a specific issue. Like, how is the youth commission structured?
And I don't know whether Michelle or Shelley, could you help with that at all?
Yes. So right now, the commission meets in person here in City Hall on the first Wednesday of the month at 6 p.m. So if you are available, they'll be meeting this Wednesday. You can come and meet everyone and kind of hear and see what they're working on. They do a lot of communicating outside of meetings as they're planning events and doing the actual work of the commission. And then they all come together that once a month just to touch base with each other, see what kind of support they need from the city, and start moving, their projects forward.
Okay. I also have another question. What would be the maybe top responsibilities that someone in the youth commission has?
The commission that's impaneled right now likes to be in the community. They've done a lot of events with youth. They are working right now on egg hunt in City Park that's in partnership with the village at their teen cafe. So that will be on a Friday. I believe it's the Friday after Easter.
Okay.
They are working on a 3-on-3 basketball tournament to happen over the summer. They're working on some possible events for Mental Health Awareness Month in May. So, and they had a very successful partnership with, I believe it was the NAACP for Black History Month,
Mhm.
where they ran a series of film showings at the IMAX. So they really are, you know, growing their footprint in the community, so.
Okay, so it sounds like right now the target would be starting those connections and like getting to like have more engagement in the community for now.
Correct. Yeah,
Okay,
that's what they're reaching out to new partners, seeing where they can make a big, you know, a difference in different sections of the city with different partners.
Yeah,
okay,
so what they've been able to do is identify what some of the areas they are and then develop the network. So if there's an issue they're concerned about with youth violence or whatever, that's how they've connected with the village, and they expand that and then are able to plan events together. And what's nice, I've been at some of the events where youth commission members are represented, and it's great to have the youth commission take over the leadership of running the events.
okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
It sounds like there's a lot of fun events.
Yeah, but also really is giving back to the community. And as a youth commission member, you're a role model then for younger youth so they can see their full potential too.
Yes, I agree.
Okay. Any other questions for us at all?
I can't come up with any questions right now, but is it okay if I can ask, I can email you or any of
Sure.
you if you're available later after the meeting?
Yeah, we'll to keep in communication, and then Dolores will set up the meeting with the mayor for you. And I agree with what Michelle said about attending this Wednesday's meeting so you can get to meet the folks on the youth commission.
Mhm.
So once everything goes through the proper channels, then council will vote for your appointment, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for spending your time. Anything else, Chris, you have?
No, thank you for applying.
Okay, I look forward to meeting you in person.
All right, thank you so much for your time and for meeting with me.
Okay,
Okay, thank you. Have a great afternoon.
take care.
Bye-bye.
Okay, what else?
Okay, so the only things we have, and Shelley maybe can run to them, she did another memo for us regarding applications and where they're pending. Not a lot of changes since last time we've had a meeting.
Right, the only thing, I got an application this morning that's not listed on here for redevelopment authority from Ralph Johnson. So he's gonna start working through the background.
process. Okay, and I also wanted to let you know, Shelley, that the applicant for the Pagoda Foundation will be interviewed by the foundation. I am not sure what the protocol is because we have our appointments to the foundation, and I'm not sure the nominations committee has ever interviewed all the applicants. I don't think that's been the process.
So I would be of the opinion that this committee would only need to interview the applicants that would be council representatives.
Right.
So if the foundation is going to appoint that person, his name is escaping me right now, then I'm not sure that this committee needs to interview him because he would be representing the foundation and not council.
Fred, if you would just be able to just make that definite, because again, the foundation has been, and we want to get up to our full quorum of 15 members. So we're in the process of interviewing people at every one of our meetings. And then, of course, we have the appointees from the mayor and the appointees from council.
I'm sorry, what do you need me to look
Just
into?
to verify that that's an appropriate process for the foundation. So there's 2 appointees from the mayor and 2 appointees from council. And then the rest of them are people that are interviewed by the foundation and are appointed to the foundation board by vote of the foundation.
Okay, yeah, I think, pretty sure that is
Okay.
acceptable because of the it's a foundation, it's not a board, commission, authority,
Right.
et cetera. In some ways, we can talk offline because
Right, and what,
I don't know
what,
enough. I don't know as much as I should about the foundation. To be
right.
honest.
And what the foundation can do is notify the city of, after we talk about that offline, just of all the new appointments or who actually the foundation members and officers are. Okay. Anything else for the agenda then? I think we're pretty well through it. Chris?
Just one thing I was thinking of as I was sitting here, for anybody who might be watching, who might have an interest in applying, maybe we could just discuss what the process is if they have interest in applying for any of the openings on the boards or the committees.
Sure. So the application form is available on the city's website. It's also available by calling the clerk's office at 610-655-6204. The application form then goes through what I call a background process. We check to make sure that the applicant has no outstanding taxes, parking tickets, water bills, and I can't think of the word right now. Outstanding court issues, let's just say it that way. Once that process is complete, if there are no issues, then the applicant gets forwarded to the mayor's office for his consideration. If the mayor supports the appointment, then they come to this committee for their brief interview and then would go before the full council for their formal appointment.
And I just think it's important to note for all applicants, you will be asked to be able to sign and take an oath of office because this is a representation to the city. So it's a formal process as far as when you take that oath to abide by all state and city laws and such.
Correct.
Okay, so we hope that anyone in the viewing audience is interested. We still have many slots to be filled. Those are all on the city website, so you can look through and always call the city clerk's office if you have any questions about any of the boards, authorities, or commissions you might be interested in. Okay, that being said, I think we can adjourn the meeting. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Okay. So see you folks at our next meeting. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.